Hey guys, this is Echo Soundworks with ADSR, and you're checking out a Mix Essentials tip and trick tutorial video. Now, I don't know if this is so much as a Mix Essentials video as it is a cool tip and trick, but I thought I'd share it with you under this series anyway. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up a sidechained vocal delay, lead delay. I would only use this technique on an element in the mix that you want to kind of have fill out the mix a little bit with delay. So I use this on drop leads sometime, whether it's vocal or synth or otherwise, and I use it all the time on vocals. Now, if you might be asking, why wouldn't you just automate your delays, or why wouldn't you just put delay on the other track? Well, I'll show you in this video. So I have a little track that I'm working on here, and the most common way that you will delay a lead sound or a vocal is you'll create a aux send or a bus. Because listen what happens when I throw on FabFilter Timeless 2 on this track with it just in line with the track of the audio. So basically what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to turn the wet level down, the dry level up.
How come you don't let it shine? I see a shadow, it's all I know.
And that will sound good in isolation, but what happens with that is you're basically going to just build up a bunch of delays and a bunch of frequencies that can make it harder to mix. It can make the lead or the vocal kind of drop back into the mix. So what most people do is they will dump a reverb plugin or a delay plugin, any of the spatial effects. They'll dump that onto an aux send, like I'm doing here on bus 5, and then turn up the amount of send. So let's listen to that.
Tell me now, where did you go? This is your life, this is your...
But the difference being that your wet is all the way up on the delay plugin because it's on a send or an aux or a bus, whatever your DAW calls it. Well, again, that builds up a bunch of just delay over the whole vocal, and it can make mixing harder. So then what some people do is they would duplicate this track here and then sometimes just bring up the volume, or they would of the delayed signal, or they would just automate the delay. So for instance, I could put the bus 5 delay back on here, and we could turn this dry level up to 0 decibels, and we'll turn the wet level down.
So
there's just reverb on the track right now. And now what I can do, and I'll just do this with touch automation just to save time for this video, I could go here and then automate the wet level in the spaces where I wanted the delay to kind of fill. Right, so that's what I just did right there, is I automated that in. And that's really the purpose, and we'll just change this to read again. That's really the purpose to vocal delays and delays is on a lead instrument. It's not necessarily just to have it as an effect and like an ambience. It's to actually have sound fill in the spaces in your mix so you're not losing volume and there's still something there for the listener. And it's just kind of ear candy. It's really cool. So for instance, in this space right here, at bar 6 to about 6.3 or just before 6.3, there's no vocal, it's just the tail, right? And same with this section, same with this section. So what a lot of people do is they'll automate the delay in those pockets. Well, you can do it really quickly and easily by using sidechain delay. So without further ado, let's actually get to that. And I'm going to turn on my bus with that, and let's listen to this track real quick.
I've lost a light within your eyes. How come you don't let it shine? I see a shadow, it's all I know. Tell me now, where did you go? This is your life, this is your war, and I can't fight it anymore.
All right, you get the idea. So let's solo the vocal.
I've lost a light within your eyes. How come you don't let it shine?
So it's basically just a better version of having that same reverb plugin on the track itself. Because you don't have the delays building up over time, and you can actually filter your delay, which is nice. So I have some filters on this delay, taking out some of the low frequencies. So how do you set this up? Well, Not many delay plugins have a sidechain input, and some do. FabFilter Timeless 2 does, but for instance, the stereo delay in Logic doesn't. So the way I like to do it, and I can show you with either the delay or FabFilter Timeless 2, it doesn't matter, it'll be the same. First thing you're going to do is on your aux send, on your bus track, you're going to put your delay plugin. So let's say hypothetically we were using Logic stereo delay. Then what you're going to do is load up a compressor that allows you to have a sidechain input. If you don't know what a sidechain input means or what any of this sidechaining business means, basically it's telling the compressor or the plugin to look at another source of audio within the mix to control the on and off of when the compression settings are going to take place. So I have selected for the sidechain the track that this aux send actually is. If you see right here on the left on the track, it says Say What You Want with Monarch Demo Vocal. And right here, I'm having audio track 79, which is Say What You Want with Monarch Demo Vocal. That is the sidechain input. So I have some really extreme settings on the compressor. I have the decibels down at about -40. The ratio is at a limiting range at 14:1. Makeup gain I turned down. The tax, real quick, it's at 0, or it was just a shade above 0. Then the release is at about 25 milliseconds. So what's going to happen is we're going to have, when he's actually singing the bulk of the vocal here, it's going to basically be compressing so hard that it's turning down the volume of this aux send, which is a 100% wet delay track essentially. And when he stops singing, when that signal goes away here in this little space, right? What's going to happen is the compressor is actually going to go up in volume, so it's kind of like automating up the volume. So let's listen to that.
I've lost a light within your eyes.
And then as soon as he starts singing again, it's going to duck that compressor out of the way. You can actually see this happening here on this little meter here, this gain reduction meter.
I've lost a light within.
So the more purple you see, the more gain reduction there is on this track.
I've lost a light within your eyes. How come you don't let it shine?
This track is primarily just a delayed signal. Now you can clean it up even further, and you can go to like a noise gate here, and you can put the threshold maybe just about 10, 15, 20 decibels higher than the threshold on the compressor, and get the reduction to the amount that you want, and it'll actually it'll gate out, get rid of the first part of his vocal with the delay.
I've lost a light within your eyes. How come you don't let it shine? I see a shadow, it's all I know. Tell me now, where did you go?
So what this is doing is it's preserving the lead vocal, and it's just putting in the wet delayed signal when the lead vocal is actually turning down in volume, or there's just the space of the vocal in those pockets in between phrases. And it sounds really musical, so definitely try this out on lead vocals, lead synths, anything that is supposed to be forward in the mix, but you still want that delay to kind of give it that ear candy and have it pop out. So if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am Echo Soundworks. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.